Are you struggling to feel peace? Waking up in the morning exhausted before you've even gotten out of bed. Struggling to drag yourself out of bed to get ready to go to a job or a business that you don't feel good in. You don't feel connected to, you don't have a fire for it. And maybe you're really successful, making really great money, right? And finding that the dream that you once had, the vision that you once had, isn't anything like you thought it was going to be. And so if this is you, I'm Jen, founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness, transformational purpose coach and expert. And what I do is work with people just like you who are trying to find their path back to peace and purpose. And sometimes that means that we look at changing gears where you are, or we might need to make an entirely different lane change. But whatever that is for you, it's personal, and we help you get that clarity that you need to reignite that fire, that sense of purpose and direction, connected to success, because you deserve both. And reaffirming that sense of being able to be at peace. So one of the things I know as a clinician for 20 plus years in my private practice and in clinical social work is that an area many of us really struggle in is to connect in rest, to connect with moments of peace and quiet. And so today we're going to talk about that. And so I want to define rest really quick. I'm going to change it up, of course, because this is what I do. I just love this idea of shaking up the way that we think about a word. So rest could stand for release every single thing. Just let that sit in your body for 1 minute and have this experience. Release every single thing. And so for today, we're going to put that hat on, that's really what rest means. Rest means we're going to release every single thing for a moment. And we will have to be intentional. I want you to carve out time in your daily schedule every day for some quiet time. I want you to schedule vacation time every year. I want you to have vacation times where it's either a long weekend or a week or a couple weeks away or whatever your favorite way to vacation is. I want you to carve that time out for yourself. Peace and quiet and rest restores us. And when we're restored, we step back into the highest parts of ourselves. We connect back in to the highest versions of who we are. So rest becomes this incredibly crucial component to our lifespan, our journey, but also our purpose. And so I really encourage you to consider, again, making sure you might even wake up early in your day to make sure you've got some time. And I know some people just went, okay, I feel ya. I'm also did not start off a morning person. The reason I say morning is because morning has been found to be one of the most essential times of day to actually plug deeply in, to get really anchored and rooted before you start your day. Because what happens in the morning is we set a tone for the rest of whatever's going to follow for our day. So it's why I love the morning. So I encourage you to find some time, carve it out, create space for yourself in your day to set the tone through rest, peace. It could be a quiet walk, it could be a meditation, it could be journaling, it could be whatever format really resonates for you. But that idea of rest, quiet, plugging in, right? So super important. And what will happen is you become actually much more effective at your job. You become much more in tune. You're much more aware, right? Effective, focused, creative. Your world grows exponentially when you carve time out for rest. So again, releasing every single thing. That just feels so good in my body. I'm like, oh my gosh, it just feels so good to think about the idea of letting things go from time to time. So whether it looks like a daily thing, right? I'm telling you, trust me when I say, you might not believe me. If you've never tried this, try it and tell me what happens. Carve that time out, even if it starts at 10-minute increments, working your way up to a half an hour. Give yourself a half an hour in the morning right? You can do another time of day. I don't want to corner you too much, but I will tell you this. What I have found is that the most successful people find morning to be the easiest place to carve this time out because everything for the day hasn't gotten rolling yet. And because it sets a tone. Huge. So that's my recommendation. Take it for what it's worth, right? And I will tell you also, many people report they do their best work in those times of day. So just side note, right? We want you to step into that best and highest self. And by practicing this daily, you're creating space for that. You're connecting to it. Make a commitment to yourself and make a practice out of it, right? This is like making a commitment. Really, I would recommend you have a buddy system. And there's someone that you start this journey with and you're like, hey, I really want to institute this new habit of getting up in the morning a little bit and creating some self-care time and space. Would you do it with me? Would you join me? Would you support me? Would you ask in how I'm doing, right? It's like just using that buddy system. Super powerful. Connection is about ourselves and also others. And so I really invite you to use that community that you might have around you. Hopefully you've got a really beautiful, sacred community around you. You can tap into that. But if you don't, it might just be a good friend that you're like, hey, this really great friend of mine is always up for trying something new and doing something different. Ask them to be your buddy system and see if you can't synchronize something for the two of you to kind of start working on this together. And just, I think it's so much more fun and engaging, if you will, if we've got somebody to do it with. And that last thing is just watch for transformation. I'm just going to tell you, when you will carve time out for yourself, when you will create space for that quiet, release every single thing, your world explodes in such a beautiful way. And what you find is you show up to life so much more present, so much more aware, so much more deeply connected, right? Ready to tap into your greatest potential because you've made space to sit in that silence, that quiet, that peace. And whether that looks like, friends, daily practice is my favorite, but I'm gonna encourage you, even if it looks like vacations, long weekends, even if it looks like carving your weekends out and you just don't pick up technology for a couple of days, you don't touch your computer, your emails, right? It looks like creativity and tapping into kind of like the areas where you most could use some extra Uber support, okay? I would love, love, love to see you do that. So those are my tools and ideas and tips and tricks for stepping into a place of connecting in peace, and that we need it on that journey to purpose because it just helps us stay fired up and deeply rooted and connected in where we want to go and the things we're doing. And so that peace is it's just as important as the work we do. So I want to challenge this. Your rest and your peace is just as important, probably more so than the work that you're showing up to do in your office every day, okay? At your computer, in your business, your family. I'm telling you that what you'll find is that putting something in that storage container for yourself is so crucial, and how you will show up to the world will look very, very different and feel really different. Not so exhausted, not so strung out, right? Really present, connected, and deeply loving what you're doing, where you're going, and living to the best version of you, which is what hopefully we're all trying to do here, right? So for today, what I would love to see you do is comment below for me. Tell me how you make space for time, for peace, for quiet. How do you do that? What's your favorite way of creating space and time and peace? And if you don't have some, let me know that. We'll come up with some good and novel ideas, but I would love for you to comment below. Okay, tap into that. And if you've got any questions, feel free to put those in the comments. Absolutely love, love, love questions. I know that this can be a toughie. And so I'm so grateful for you joining me today. This is Jen with Laughing Lotus Wellness, supporting you to reignite your fire and your path to purpose. Feel free to comment below and share with everyone so we can generate great ideas. This month is all about connection. And so I really want you to tap into that by sharing your own thoughts and ideas so that other people in our community can share in that same journey. So you guys, until next time, staying that path to purpose, I'm here for you, and I look forward to seeing you next time.